Namaste, my dears. So I got a question from Benny Pelmany a day ago, and I decided to cover up a little bit quicker than I usually do. So simply because it's connected with something personal as our family. So Vadim, thank you so much. Uh, Recently, what does it mean that my grandmother has died? See the impact on the whole family. What does it mean? So, um, first of all, my deep congratulations that you have such a strong and healthy family that you had the experience of meeting your grandmother. I think that's already a beautiful gift that not so many families can experience. Secondly, anytime when any of our close ones die, then an energy shifts happen. So you can imagine that every family has a family root tree. What does it mean? That we have our grandparents, then we have our grandparents, then our parents, then us. So the energy flows from the top down. So this is why it's so important to show respect to our elderly, as simply they're the ones through who the ancestors are channeling the energy. So when we respect them, then they can give us their blessings, and through that, the whole family root plays a very key and important role. So I can cover this topic separately, why it's so important to be in a balance, that if you're a child, respect your parents, why the parents respect the grandparents. But eventually, we get the opportunity in our lifetime to play all of these roles, starting to be children, then parents, grandparents, grandparents. And it's very important to follow this flow and always to show respect for the elderly, at least the unconditional love, as eventually this gives the opportunity for our ancestors to bless us. So when this is in harmony, then the family root tree, everything flows very beautifully. What does it mean? That every part member of the family can be experience that natural role and flow of energy, which is valuable for us. So we can be a child at some point, we can be a parent when we get kids, we can be grandparents, and through this, when this balance is kept, energy flows, everybody getting blessings, everybody's getting support of the ancestors. And through that, the family usually grows and everything goes quite smooth and easy. As when you have the blessings of your ancestors, you have extra protection, you have extra energy, more magic, positive magic happens. And what happens when a person dies? So the energy shift of the family, it kind of changes. So let's say here the grandmother has the grandmother has went away, and then the energy that was given as being the leader, for example, of the feminine part of the family, is now moved on to the grandmother. So this is a big shift, and now the grandmother is the key feminine, let's say, inheritage of power inside of the family, which can send her blessings down. And through that, all of the family structure changes. Through that, everybody can feel a shift of energy, a shift of transformation. And through that, every family goes through transformations when somebody of our close one dies, and that's a very natural part. What we can do at this period in time when somebody has died is first of all to support the soul of the person that left our family, especially when it's an elderly person. In the West, there's a big problem, an issue of letting go. There's a high fear of death, or the word death is being understood in a, let's say, in an incomplete way. When we are in Asia, as for example, right now, As you can see on my background, this is Asia. Here, people know that there's reincarnation. So death, it's a part of life, and when a soul dies, it's just a moment of transformation. And then later on, the soul will continue moving in its development and will be again reincarnated. So through that, the aspect of death isn't being approached so sad as it is in the West, where typically in Christianity, we have an approach that the soul dies. Well, let's say the person dies and the soul is never being reincarnated, and then there's heaven and hell, and that's it. So through that, there is becomes a very strong fear of death and missing out. And when we have fear, then it's really easy to manipulate people. So that reason, many in the West are afraid to allow their elderlies to go, and through that, they have sometimes a hard time of leaving us. But when that finally happens, what is important is to give them big gratitude, to send them love, to send them all of that. What is so important for the soul to receive when they're going through this special phase, as eventually the majority of souls, when they die, they don't even understand that they have died, and the soul stays in the realm of the spirits or this physical realm for another 40 days. So the soul will visit relatives, close ones, and everybody, and have a certain special connection with them. So when the soul is in peace, then the soul can move on. But when the soul has, let's say, trauma, or let's say the close ones are crying a lot or suffering a lot, then the soul might get stuck to one of the relative close ones and live through that energy, but through it lose the opportunity of going for their own path of reincarnation. So, for this reason, the best thing to do when anybody of our close ones dies is to support them with love, with gratitude, to speak with them, just to be with yourself in the room, to have this moment of connection, to say everything what you want to say. Anytime you close your eyes and you focus your feeling, of your consciousness on the person, you will connect with the soul and you can have this connection, as there are no limitations between the spirit realm and this realm. Your consciousness, your feeling, your soul, it's always interconnected, and you can communicate with any of your ancestors and even more. So, of that reason, my high recommendation is Benny, just Benny, just to give support, just give love, give gratitude to your grandmother, give support to your family, underline how beautiful she was and what an impact she did by going through her own challenges and giving that love and support and wisdom which she could. We're not here usually to judge anybody, as all of us are unique. We came here to give respect for the path that they went through, as eventually their path of our ancestors helped us to become who we are today. And you can believe me that our grandparents didn't have such an usually easy life, that many of them went through wars and a lot of let's say, hard obstacles and consequences. So, showing respect, love, support, talking with the soul that has left us, this is what gives the best blessings, and this is what is truly is a great support for the soul. Just imagine if already are old and you want to go. And then when you die, you start to see that everybody are so sad and crying and saying, "Why did you do that?" When in truth, what would be very cool when somebody said like, "Thank you for everything that you have done. We so much love you. We wish you a great path and journey. We wish you a great reincarnation. We wish you beautiful upper worlds or experience that your soul desires and wishes." And this is also an interesting thing that when I was in India, I often travel to a city called Varanasi. And Varanasi is the city of the dead, as they say, because over 6,000 years every day they're happening cremations on that specific spot. And you can see burning bodies of people, elderly people who were brought to the Ganga River, so to make this final transformation. And this happens through this tradition that we came from the universe and we'll return to the universe. That's why they make the cremations next to the Ganga. and put it back to the water of the holy river, which is the representative of universe. So we came and we returned back to the universe. And it was so surprising for me for the first time when I came there, when I saw there's this elderly person, dead body, burning, and you could see children all around running and throwing in each other flowers while the body is burning. Nobody was showing any tears, nobody was crying, and the children were playing. And this was truly for a Western mind kind of changing or breaking the logic in seeing that people support each other even at such a period of time and respect this deep transformation of death, life after death and death after life. That all of this is a one union, and the more we show respect and the more love we give, well, the easier it is for our ancestors to move on, for our ancestors to give our blessings, for our family root tree to change and restructure, and to pass on the next power and knowledge. And maybe a wrap up just now. Anytime when a grandfather, grandmother moves on, the energy of the blessings of the ancestors passed on then, for example, to our mother and father, and then from them it will be passed on to us. And we already have kids, and maybe they have grandkids, and etc. So just be happy at that role where you are right now, and that is one of the biggest joys that we could have here is to have the opportunity to be at all of those stages. And with every stage that will move on, you will discover something new for yourself through your own life experience, through the things that you will feel inside, the changes that will happen in your family, and you will understand this process even deeper. So, my deep blessings to your family and to your grandmother. May she have a wonderful transformation, and may your family receive all of the blessings, and may her soul go in rest, peace, and happiness to the next stages of her development. Namaste.